Hey guys, it's Erim. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about friendships, how to make them and how to break them. The number one mistake I see when people make friendships, and yes, we're jumping into it right here and now, is friendships out of convenience. There was a case where I was friends with this girl who lived down my road when I was at school. I don't think we would have naturally been friends, but it was a very much forced friendship and it wasn't a good friendship. I'm sure she's lovely now. Shout out to you if you're watching. I'm sure you're not though. And I just remember looking back and being like, Erim, you know what? You would have been much better off if you would have just walked to school every day on your own. And that taught me a really, really strong lesson. So before I went to uni, I was like, Erim, don't just by default make friends with the people that you live with. Don't just by default make friends with the people that you're in your course with. Try and go a bit wider than that. And it's a bit harder to do it that way, honestly, because a lot of the times the people who are around you out of convenience are there because they have similar interests to you, they live a similar lifestyle to you, they're, you know, on the same course as you have common interests or common ground on which to build relationships on. And that can be fine, but often it's a bit of an easy way to do things. Sometimes I find that the friendships I make in the weirdest places tend to be my strongest ones. So I really want you guys to think about going outside of your friendship bubble when it comes to making friends and not just kind of sitting back and just resting on what's easy. Oh, my course mates, my flatmates. Go a bit beyond that. Number 2, reciprocity is key. When I say to you guys, reciprocity, I mean that very strongly with regards to any relationship. Familial, romantic, platonic, friendship, all of the work. All of these relationships require reciprocity. So if you don't have that mutual level of respect, mutual level of commitment and engaging in the friendship, honestly guys, like it's never gonna consistently work. Because if it's always one person texting, if it's always one person, you know, inviting them to things and the other person is just kind of there on the receiving side of things, it really isn't healthy because it's not balanced. And I get it, guys, there are extroverts, there are introverts, but beyond your natural way of being, I think it just comes to manners. And this is not an indirect in any way, shape or form. I'm speaking very passionately. It's because I don't want you guys to fall into a situation where it's not reciprocated. My God, I've literally said the word reciprocity so many times. I don't want you to fall into a situation. What's happening to me? I'm literally malfunctioning as we speak. But yeah, I don't want you to fall into a situation where you're not in a reciprocated friendship or relationship. So the reason why I'm hammering hard on this is because I want you guys to look back at the last month when times were normal and you were still able to see each other. Look back through your texts. Is it them always texting you? Is it them always asking you to come out? And if it is there a reason for that? Are you just lazy? Are you just a bit shy? Do you not have an interest in being friends with them? Because the onus is on both sides, right? It's not about always coming to the other person. If you don't want to, don't. But the key with regards to that is being respectful and being polite. If you have no interest in seeing a particular person, I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I don't really believe in cutting people off. Honestly, leave that person with like a positive taste in their mouth of you, because realistically, everyone is in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So you need to appreciate the reason that they came into your life, appreciate the fact that this is a human being with feelings. You never want to leave something with a bad taste, because at the end of the day, not to say that you might need them one day, but you might bump into them one day. You know, you guys, the majority of you from the UK is very small. It's likely that, you know, you might bump into someone at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that when you do have that interaction with them, it's not going to be an awkward one, because there's been times where I've seen people from like my school that like I did not like around my area, and I've just been like, and I would much rather that we'd have left things on a good note. I'm not thinking of anyone in specific, honestly, but like, so I would have not had to like cross the road or like ignore them or pretend I didn't see them or something like that. Like, that's not, at my big age, what I should be doing. But because 15-year-old Erim didn't leave things on a nice note, it's come to affect me when I'm older, when I do bump into them. So suffice to say, leave things on a good note. And I also want to say, there's been times in my life where I've gone through breakdowns in friendships and relationships, and you need to think to yourself, what would 30-year-old me be proud of? Would 30-year-old me be proud of the way I've handled things? And the key thing for me in every situation, honestly guys, is to handle things with grace, dignity, and class. Write that down, guys. Grace, dignity, and class. if you as a 30-year-old can look back at your life decisions, I think from the age of 21, I've been very, very mindful of this, and I don't think I've made any rash decisions. I can look back at everything I've done in my 20s and be like, you know what, Erim, I'm really proud of the way you've handled yourself in those situations. If you're able to integrate that mindset at such a young age, like maybe like 13 or something like that, you're gonna fare so much better. Another thing I wanna say is being popular, it isn't that fun. It's not that interesting. At the end of the day, if you look at your parents, I guarantee the majority of your parents don't have many core friends. As I've grown older, I've gotten less and less and less friends. And not to say that this core group of people hasn't like interchanged. I've had people that I've known for a year who I consider like my sisters, but I don't have that many people around me that I will constantly go and see. And I remember there was a phase of my life, I think from around 21 to 23 even, I just was surrounded with so many people constantly. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, no, it's fine. Like just have all these people around you. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to get all like technical on you guys or anything. If you believe in it, you believe in it. But like people's energy rubs off on you. So when you're surrounded by someone who's very negative, very gossipy, very critical, you'll leave and that energy will have rubbed off on you, and you'll start to inherit the characteristics of that person, because that's what we are. We're the sum of the closest 5 people around us. I believe I've quoted that correctly. If I'm not, let me know in the comments. You're the sum of the 5 closest people around you. So try and surround yourself with people that truly reflect the best elements of your personality. Yes, have a friend who's an agony aunt who you can go to and cry to because she's all motherly. I have so many of those women around me. Have a friend who's really fun. No matter what time of day it is, they're up for a FaceTime, they're up for a house party call if you're using house party. Have a friend who's very, very calming. So when you're around her or him, you just feel very relaxed and you feel very centered. There's a lot of people, I'm very much an extrovert, and when I'm around people, I take on that energy and I'm able to, I think to some extent, manipulate the energy around me. And I often find that I'm a lot of the time surrounding myself with very high energy individuals, and at the start I'll end up being swept along with it and being all crazy like them, and then I'll be like whoa, and I'll try and use my energy to calm the situation. I think as you grow older, you learn a lot more about these types of things, but try and surround yourself with a variety of people who represent the best characteristics in you, because you'll be the best version of you. It is not about the number of people you have around you, it is quality, I was about to say quantity, it's quality over quantity. And I promise you, as you grow older, you will feel this more and more and more and more. You can be, honestly, and I've had so many times like this in my life, you can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Like at uni, like I had so many people around me, and I was just like, there were certain moments where I was like, damn, like I really wouldn't trust any of you to hear about this problem or that problem or tell you about this. And there was times where I did have good people, you know, you're constantly evolving. The people around you are also evolving. And I think that's something that's really, really key, is especially, honestly, at my age still, like at 25, I know a lot of you are also older than me, but I really do believe that we are all still growing. We are all still evolving. We are all still learning about ourselves, about the world. Like we're little fetuses in the grand scheme of things. So you need to be kind to those around you, because the second you start to attack someone, criticize them for who they are, criticize their qualities, whilst it can be done in a very, very constructive way, it is also very damaging. And I think we as a community need to be a little bit more responsible for the fact that I am raising you and you are raising me. Oh my God, that comes with that song Pretty Little Fears with Black and J. Cole. It's my all-time favorite song. When he's like, you raise me, I raise you. J. Cole, if you're watching, I'm really sorry for butchering your lyrics. I'm just kidding. We're all raising each other, and I think we owe it to one another to be kinder to one another. Oh, another thing, when it comes to ending a friendship, now that is when it shows the true characteristics of a person. I've said to you before, I don't believe in cutting things off, but I also believe that there's some people in life that you don't necessarily owe an explanation to. You can kind of just slowly melt away from them. You can kind of slowly distance yourself, because if it's an acquaintance, you know, whilst we do have that level of responsibility to helping each other grow, if there's someone that you don't know very well, you do not really owe them an explanation for why you're leaving their life. If it's someone close to you, I remember I had this phone call with someone who just said, listen, I think right now we're not in the same place, but if we're meant to have our paths meeting at some point in the future, it will. And she took it so well, and we were both so mature about it. And I just remember I was actually sat on the sofa right here when I said it. And it's been cool, like whenever we pop up to each other, like it's literally cool, like, yo, how are you? How was your wedding? Da, 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 da. And I want that for all of you guys in any friendship, in any relationship that you guys ever end. leave it so it's on a positive, mature note. Maybe give them feedback if you're close enough to them to give them feedback and you're confident within yourself to give them feedback in a constructive way. Give them that feedback and just say, right now our paths aren't aligned, but if there's some point in the future, they might align again, and I'd be more than happy to open our friendship up again or our relationship up again. Unless you know that they've done something really, really bad to you, then I would just say a closed book is a closed book. You don't want to ever reopen something. So I don't know if you guys can hear my dog is drinking his water in the background. But yeah, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. I get asked questions about friendships and relationships literally. Hi, doggy. Completely ignored me. I get asked about friendships and relationships all the time. So this is kind of like my random little summary for you guys. And listen, I love you. Hello, doggy. Hello, doggy. He really don't care. Like, he really don't care. I love you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. Turn the bell on. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Here's a hug. Mwah. And have a lovely day.